losing all of our faith. We can't live this way. Feel me slowly fade away. Feel me slowly fade away. As far as the wind will take me. Every day I feel time slipping, passing, skipping by. All the words I could say just can't really seem to stay. Feel me slowly fade away.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Skyesports DOJO Pokémon Unite Scrims Week 4. I know it's been a week since I've not showed up. I hope you all missed me. But also a thank you to my friend Neil who covered Week 3 on the Discord. But nonetheless, I am back with Week 4's broadcast here live for all of you. We should be starting the match anytime soon. I have an update of Week 4. We have teams ready. It's going to be the similar pattern for anybody who's joining us new here for the Skyesports Pokemon Unite, Skyesports DOJO Pokemon Unite Scrims Week 4. Best of one all throughout until they reach the grand finals. And in the grand finals, they play a best of 3. But the semi-finals and the grand final stage will be played out tomorrow. Today, it is going to be the qualification games, and all of them are going to be our single elimination games. But before we jump right towards the, before we jump right to our Week 4 matches, let's quickly catch up on Week 3 because Week 3 got a little bit interesting. We can even talk about our leaderboard as well then to get you or give you guys a glimpse because there's been a change. There's been a slight comeback of a hint. But I hope this week we might attain something similar. But before we jump into that, let me just take you through another window capture that why I can hear this guy here. 1 second, guys. When did I ever change my headphones? Oh, by default it's changed. Output device. Microphone is changed as well. 1 second. Here. There is B1. There you go. Check, check, check. Check, check. Yes, it's perfect. Let's go. Hello, Arjunan. Hello, hello. How are you? You're fine. I am good, bro. I am also good. Ek minute, bro. Oh, nice Hindi and all. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Guys, our admin is setting up the match for us. He said ek minute. Ek minute, we will go to the match. But before we go into the match, I will show them last week's Week 3's journey. Yeah. So Week 3 so far what we've had is okay, let's zoom in. Becomes easier for you guys. There you go. So we see Matka believers in Week 3 as well. There's this team called Chips and I will talk about them very soon. Reawakening Autobots again in the first game itself. They make their way out. Flip the raid, did not flip it, but it was a close game, 648 to 676. QRS, they make a comeback. Regnus as well. Livenger Esports try their best, but Illusion Breakers, they're the ones who win in that game. Helix Esports again making a comeback. They also move into the next stage, which is round 2, and Zero Gravity versus Blue Phoenix. And it is Zero Gravity who also did make it to round 2 previously in week 2, but this time when they tried, unfortunately, even though they made it, after round 2, just like the previous time, got eliminated. But Resonance Esports, they could not make it further in week 3. Which are the teams playing this week? I will show it to you in just a second after we cover this. Yes, I can still hear you. Okay, done. We just had an update of our week 4 matches, but before we start, I'll show you guys the matches that we have right now lined up. Week 3, as I said, again with Chips, Oyasumi Micro. They're the ones who won it in round 1. QRS, Illusion Breakers, Helix again make it to the next round, but here they face off QRX and Helix get eliminated. And on the other end, Chips versus Oyasumi Micro, and it is Chips. And here's the surprising thing. I thought QRS finally breaking their shackles of getting eliminated in week 2, because you can see here QRS were the first one in round 2 to be eliminated instantly. So I thought maybe this time it should be better and they should be winning like how they did it in week 1. Week 3, they broke their shackles, came to the grand finals, but the result is still the same, that they end up losing. But still, they get more points because they won their previous games, and their championship leaderboard should look better for them. But before we jump to the championship leaderboard, I'll quickly take you to the week 4 matches. Right now, the week 4 matches in front of our screens, we are going to witness 1.1 as our admin mentioned. It is going to be 1.2. Is what our admin mentioned. Illusion Breakers versus Jinsei. For whoever is listening, if you're wondering, Namaskara, Amit bhai, Namaste, Namaskara. For everybody who's listening, our admin is none other than Siddharth and Arjunan. You might be very familiar with him being on the Discord in helping you guys out in the matches. So right as now, we're going to witness Illusion Breakers and Jinsei. But there is going to be simultaneous matches that are going to happen. Autobots Esports versus Zero Gravity, Cosmic versus Regnis, and Dark Soul versus QRS. These 4 games happen simultaneously. QRS again in this matchup that I can see is interesting. Zero Gravity as well. So let's hope this time Zero Gravity make it to the grand finals. It's going to be a long journey for them. Not kidding. It is going to be a tough one. But there's an opportunity. But right after that, we are going to have our second set of round 1 matches, where you end up seeing Blue Phoenix and Matka Believers. And Matka Believers so far haven't had a great time running in our dojo matches. Helix Esports, do they again make it to the semi-finals? We have to wait and watch. Chips versus Resonance, the previous week champions, with Resonance Esports, who did put up a brilliant show in week 2. Unfortunately, they did lose to Iconic, but still they came second. But here, they're going up against the champions of week 3, the recent last week that happened. Do they manage to break their chances to see a victory, or they just get shackled by that second spot that they've so far gotten in the dojo? And the last one goes to Flip the Ray versus Oyasumi Micro. If I'm not wrong, both these teams, one of these teams did make it out to the semis all the way. Oyasumi Micro make it to the semis, but Flip the Ray, they got eliminated in the first game itself. And again, look at this. The odds, they get matched up again with each other. Interesting, isn't it? Gear up for today's matches. Okay. With that, once the game starts, I'll put up a story so that a lot of you get to know whoever is not yet joined. And anybody who's looking forward to watching these matches live, you can also join us on our Discord, which is in the description. For people who are watching me on YouTube, for Twitch people, you can just jump over to YouTube, where you will get the link to watch the match live as it happens. But if you're not, nothing to be worried. We are going to be jumping into the game very soon. I have a confirmation. The players are all in. Again, letting you guys all know, it is going to be Illusion Breakers versus Jinsei. The matchup, so far in our weeks, we've not seen Jinsei, if I'm not wrong. Might be a rebranded team who have coming up with a new name this time in this week 4 action In week 1, though, in week 1 they did, but unfortunately, it seems like they were unable to play, and it's been a forfeit over there rather than a loss. So, Jinsei, week 4, I hope they're ready for it. Illusion Breakers are going to be a tough team to beat out. Now, Illusion Breakers, they won their round 1 matches in week 3. In week 1, Illusion Breakers, I don't think we did see them. Week 2, and in week 1 also there was Oyasumi Micro, but Oyasumi Micro did not make it to week 1 semifinals. That's where I started streaming the matches on week 1 semis and grand finals. But after week 2, I started from the round 1 and round 2 stages as well, which we'll be doing today as well. Unfortunately, for again whoever missed, here is week 3's overall show. Let's quickly take you to the championship leaderboard that is there. Let's go to the championship leaderboard. The Hall of Champions is the overall standing. So QRS should be on top, and that is 7 game wins that they have. Team Iconic, they still stand at 5. Resonance at 5 as well. But now that you've been taken down, it looks a little tough. And look at the goal difference. Team Iconic, these wins that they've had was of week 2, which was broadcasted on live stream. Whereas Resonance, they even played here on week 3 and still were only with 5 wins, and their goal is here. But Team Iconic, I really like this position that they have. Unfortunately, we did not see Team Iconic's name today. Therefore, we should not be, or we might not be seeing Iconic's leaderboard changing as of now. Unfortunate for them, but hey, great results after 1 week's brilliant performance. But again, you can see Matka Believers, we've been seeing them consistently almost every week, but they've been barely able to make their way out of round 1 itself. Zero Gravity as well, similar case. Oyasumi Micro, I'm not too sure what's going wrong for them. At least week 3 looked better. But let's hope week 4 is something that they manage to get a victory for themselves. But Chips, the week 3 winners, as you can see, the 4th spot. That tells us that winning a week doesn't help you instantly join or make or take an advantage. So let's hope this time Chips bring up a big advantage, put QRS down, as QRS also have their matches, which is going to be simultaneously happening as we speak. But as I said, we are ready for the games. Unfortunately, why am I turning off my camera? We are going to be jumping into the game itself. Let's go into the game. Be waiting for game sound. Waiting for game sound, guys. But other than that, let's quickly jump into... Okay. They're going to be redoing it. Yeah, there we go. We should get the stream. There we go. We have game audio as well. And with that, let me also give you guys game audio. Okay, with that, the bans are done, and I think in this dojo week, we have the newest Pokemons allowed. Alcremie. I can see Alcremie being used. With that, we even have Cliffable, Suicune, and Hoopa on the other end being banned. Again, for everybody who's watching, the matchup is between Illusion. The matchup is between Illusion Breakers and we'll talk about the Pokemons. Jinsei, and now representing Jinsei on the orange side are going to be Leo, Akira, Mono, Ikun, Trashcan, and Ryuga. And representing on the side of Illusion Breakers is Zishal, Aizen, Hirsch, Aizen again. Okay, there's 2 Aizens, Arya, and Pokédon YT. These are their playing 6 members, and for people who have been watching the circuit, Zishal is a name which is regular in the Pokemon Unite circuit. So let's see what happens here. Zishal going into... I think this is just a change that he will have with his teammate, but I'm not too sure if it's the exact Zishal. We did speak about the bans. Hoopa, Suicune, Cliffable, and Alkarimi. Supporters on one end, and on the other end, keeping an eye on Suicune. It's kind of an annoying all-rounder, but not something that'll completely break the thoughts of what you would want. But I really like the pick coming in from Mono. The last one, Alolan Raichu. Known to do obliviously insane amounts of damage, but again, if caught, it is going to be an instant KO. It's very squishy. I think in that odds, I like Greninja's pick, but Greninja on the damage end of the spectrum has to evolve faster. It has 3 stages of evolution, and that does take a little bit of a toll. And again, evolution game comes for Ryzen as well on the Metagross. Evolution is not something that I'll ever be worried about, but on the other end, I really like the Charizard pick coming in from Jinsei. I hope that works out with a Serena. So their front line looks a lock-on heavy one, which compared to the Mioscarada on the side of Illusion Breakers, I'm not completely... Yeah, it's going to be insane, but Mioscarada, as all of us know, is... Sorry, not Mioscarada, Mimikyu. A little bit of a confusion. Apologies on that end. Let me open my charts as well. Mioscarada is a speedster. But with this, I feel like Jensai's lineup, I do like it, with also a Snorlax on the front line. Yes, there is Umbreon, but we know how wonderful Snorlax does its job. But with that, let's start off our Unite stream. Let me quickly put up a story. Week 4 match 1 starts with this. 4 more matches do keep happening simultaneously. So if you're interested and you're looking out to watch interesting Pokemon Unite Scrim matches, click the link here. Join right now. So if you're interested and you're looking out to... Wait, let me put up another story, guys. Give me a second. Week 4 of Pokemon Unite Scrims Skyesports DOJO live right now in my channel. Link here. Join ASAP. Early goals coming in, and your all-rounders, especially when you have evolutionary Pokemon, you have to quickly try getting them up in their full and evolved forms. Otherwise, it will get a little bit of tough. But right as of now, Jinsei concentrating on stacking is brilliant. Zishal, he could not deny it, but because again, Mimikyu did the same thing. Just early fights, little bit of tussles. But now finally the Frogadier is up. Level 5. Snorlax slowly moving up. So it's going to be a 4v3 fight at the top compared to the 2v1 on the bottom. And Alolan Raichu has easy ways to go back. Evolved Blissey over there should do some damage. Nice Snorlax in the mix, and that is a mid-central area Pokemon out and KO'd. That is a big one. That gives away a lot of experience here for Jinsei to start things off in their early game. Brilliantly played over there with the Blissey. They timed it perfectly, moved in, and the Snorlax, this is why is very crucial, already using Heavy Slam. And now instantly makes its way back. Serena fully evolved. Storms coming through. Big damage. Should be able to find a KO. Thankfully, the goal zone protects them. And the Citrus Berry to gain some life. Surf pushing them off. The bottom, Metank from the Beldum. But again, Snorlax thump off a Heavy Slam. And a little bit of a nap. Big damage with the help of Charizard. This could go either way as we have 40 seconds on the clock. It seems like the entirety of the illusion breakers are on the bottom. And Snorlax is dealing with them, already low on health. First KO on the Metang. Serena is goaling simultaneously on the top. That's the second. The fully evolved Greninja KO'd, and goal zone on the top is destroyed. 99-21, and we have still not hit the mark of the Reggies. This could be a tad bit of a mistake of an early goal zone demolition coming in from the sides of Jinsei, and Jinsei are still trying to do that. Apologies on that little mispronunciation. Then say they're still trying to force their hand on the bottom path, push the forces back. Serena all alone top, caught out, brilliantly played in that change of direction with Greninja and Mimikyu. And now with the Regis that have spawned, Alolan Raichu has already started to do damage on Registeel. His teammate, however, trying to protect the Metang, Psyduck as well as Umbreon to get closer, but they still make their way through. Greninja finds an opportunity, secures an ally on top. Bottom still being fought hard, and they do get it, and now it's going to be an advantage for the Raichu. Should find a KO, but they're first chasing away the Psyduck because that is the forefront warrior on the side of Illusion Breakers. And now with Psyduck going down, the others will be put to rest, and that's what happens. They get sent to the Nurse Joy's Pokemon Center, and the bottom goal zone will also be destroyed to 178. That doesn't stop them from scoring. Now Leo, he's been caught on the Charizard. He still manages to make his way back with the help of the Blissey. Nice damage coming in the Fire Spin. However, Blissey gets caught out, but look at the Snorlax with the Alolan Raichu finds the counter KO. Metang might be in trouble as even Psyduck falls. Mimikyu and Metang, both of them down. And the Metang is still not fully evolved. This is what I was talking about. When you have evolution Pokemons, you have to concentrate on that. Whereas on the side of Jinsei, they've already fully evolved all their Pokemons. The one advantage that Illusion Breakers right as now have is the destruction of the Gold Zone A on top. With the help of Regieleki, but they did not overdunk. They're just at 106. It's a difference of around 80. Let's see how that works. Again, this is brilliant. Trying to block him in the circle, but he's like, I'll block you with my shield. The tank using Compute and Crash over there to find a KO. Could be an opportunity. Charizard is the first to go down. This battle could work in their favor, but that is Serena in the mix, and Snorlax again with a heavy slam. They do put Serena, they do put their heavy hitters Charizard down, but the counter KOs come really well, and they push the forces back of the players of Illusion Breakers. And now worried of how they can turn this game back. I've kept my mobile in my hand without uploading this story. Hello cutie, welcome to the stream. 1 second. Oh no, this Metagross is under-evolved right now, or I would say under-leveled. It's of big trouble right now. It's not going to work in their favor. But Greninja again secures the top Regi. And instantly Serena and Snorlax shift their position to the top path, and they will deny this Regi from moving. But on the bottom there's going to be a tussle for the Registeel. Again it's going to be an attacking buff, and they do get it. There is no steal that happens, and instantly they will get the Metagross in. But even Mimikyu joined the fray, and Alolan Raichu is down. That's a range attacker out. That should be a benefit, that should be an advantage. And now moving in is Greninja. They've isolated the Blissey from Snorlax, and now Charizard is coming in from behind. Charizard secures one KO, and that is a crucial one, but they still managed to destroy the Gold Zone A on the bottom, pushing their score to 184. That's an advantage that they've taken, and now looking forward to a Queen ascending against the Umbreon. They find the KO, trying to stop the forces, because right now the levels have gotten closer for the side of Illusion Breakers just before the final stretch. Somehow they stall it, but also not giving too many KOs out. The side of Illusion Breakers back out of that bottom path fight. Cam so small, I can't see Sanat's cam. Bruh. What do you say, cutie? Zoom in. I will zoom in myself for you. 2 minutes 55 seconds on the clock. Could go either way still. The level difference right is now after that final fight, I do not incline much over it, because so far it is turned around and they've made it work in their favor. Oh, this is interesting. 30 seconds on the clock, and they will let this 30 seconds die down. They're hiding in the tall grasses of the central area of their opponents. Nobody's going to check it. Serena was about to go, goes for a hit. There are a lot of more players. Umbreon spots it, and the first KO, that's the Greninja. That's a nice knockout that they find, and make it 2 as the Metagross is also down. That's big hits, and the damage dealer's out, and even the Mimikyu as well as the Psyduck is out. That is a turnaround being brought from the side of Jinsei. And this should be the game right as of now. Even though there's 3 seconds on the clock, they're resetting and they're making their way back. Unites have already been used. The last Unite, Alolan Raichus, but Serena's Unite is still there. They're jumping in is the Metagross for the final. It doesn't work. Late on the Unite on the Shuriken, even from the Greninja, all they are getting hit with is just chaos. Saya is also being used. Nothing works. All shields kept. And it is going to be a worse situation here for the side of Illusion Breakers. And it looks like they have no other paths here out of round 1. Unfortunate, one shield gets destroyed, but instantly, with the furious Queen Ascends, finds the KO on the Mimikyu, pushing him back. The Psyduck is back, but doesn't work. Even the Greninja, Metagross barely has done anything so far in this first matchup. And now the goal has been pushed to surpassing a hill of 745. There's no chance here for the side of Illusion Breakers to make a comeback. This game is done for, guys. It is done. Dusted. Look at those hits coming through. Now their levels are at 13 compared to level 15 players. And level 15 players are the heavy hitters. With a slide and with a drop kick as well as a storm coming through. There's nothing that they could do in between. And Electro Balls, you can see as soon as they're getting out, look at the big hit on the Electro Ball damage coming through. Make matters worse. Oh wow, he grabbed him. That is an insane Unite Seismic Slam coming through right at the edge of their safe base. Doesn't work. Nothing's working. 20 seconds on the clock. And it is just KO after KO in this Pokemon battle for the highest goals in the Unite. And it is at 869. And it seems like they will still push it even further if possible. And Serena, anytime uses the drop kick, gets a little bit of a buff of the shield and will still keep going on with the hits coming through. That's another additional 34. They should be as close as possible to 1000 as the time is up. What a game coming in. Even though there was a situation where Illusion Breakers turned it in their favor just a minute ahead of the final stretch, bringing it back, pushing so deep into the tall grasses of their opponents' mid-area, was brilliantly played. That central area fight was wonderful. I thought Umbreon could change the game by stealing the shields, but I think I might have not seen the Umbreon using the Unite, the Midnight. Rather just stood there, thought it's still not the final stretch, let's still not commit it, and by the time could make a decision out of either, team got eliminated. Sorry, Moonlight Prawns. A little bit of a jumble here on the Unites. But look at this. 15 KOs on the Charizard with 20 assists. Akira on that Serena with 13 KOs and 14 assists. Mono on that Raichu at 12 knockouts and 19 assists. Icon at 22 assists. Trashcan with 21 assists. This is a phenomenal force, and as I said, as soon as I saw the lineup, it was very clear for me that the lineup which looked winning was the side of Jinsei. And clearly proving that 1,22,000 damage, Akira with that 86,000 damage, early stacks that you loved. And I never saw an approach where it was layered from the side of Illusion Breakers, or rather I could even frame it in this way, that Illusion Breakers were never allowed to put their fights as they wanted to rally it. They were always forced to battle and decide however they want to play it based on the opponent team's play card. Rather, they were never on the commanding seat, even though damage is good. At 80,000 on Arya, on Greninja, Aizen at 56,000, Aizen again at 64,000 on the Metagross, Z-Shawl 52,000, his again defense, the damage taken at 92, even Pokédon Whitey at 1,03,000, says they did all they could. There was even Wish in the mix of it. But it was just not enough for this matchup. Happens to the best of us. It's okay. I think Illusion Breakers, you gave it your all. But I think very well composed were the side of Jinsei. Movesets, the Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Metangs, Gyro Ball, all of it. I think everything double team. All the movesets were right. Mean Look, all of them being used. The Surf, Psychic, Egg Bomb. I don't complain. I really like the movesets from all ends. There was no question at all. But I think playing out really well. Evolution game just worked out in the favor of Jinsei. And there was no control except for that mid area as that Reggie Leakey and Registry battle that happened at the 2 minute to 4 minute mark, where they were able to close the gap of the goals to 106 to 179, as you can see on the graph as well. Other than that, there's been nothing that worked in their favor. And again, as you can see, 106, they managed to break the bottom goal zone by making a full-on push even after the Reggie steal was taken from the side of Jinsei. That was insanely played from the side of Illusion Breakers. Kudos to them. But they also understood that they had to give that position back. If they continued that fight, they could have given a lot more experience to the side of Jinsei. The call was right, but them not clearing their own tall grasses fell fatal in their own loss in this first game that we witnessed. Again, 1.2 round 1 matches. 4 of the matches simultaneously have been concluded. The next 4 will start right after this, but you can clearly, I think there's nothing more that I can talk about it. Even though they had a little bit of a glimpse where they rose up to 184 to 179, that's about it. There's nothing else. That was shut down right there when they did not check that. So it was so close, even after Serena, right? Serena kind of taking a glimpse of what's happening over there, and they're still not looking at it in that direction. It was a big surprise for me. I was like, eh? What just happened over there? How did they just let that go? So, unfortunate for them. But let's quickly jump to the matches. As you can see right now, Jinsei, they move on to the next round. They're already facing up Autobots Esports, and on the other end, Autobots finally breaking their chains. It's not zero gravity this time out of round 1. It's going to be Autobots Esports who make it to round 2, which is going to be witnessed right after the next set of round 1 matches. And the next match is going to be Chips versus Resonance Esports. Now, Resonance did not have a great time in week 3 as well, as you can see here. They did lose out against Helix Esports. Last week it was good for Illusion Breakers, but they instantly faced it out against QRS, another championship team who are sitting on the top of the championship leaderboard. Kyo Sam Garu, hello, welcome to the stream. Kyo, welcome. How you doing, my friend? Hello. So right as now, we have just this last result of Dark Soul versus QRS. I mean, not calling the shots too early, but I think we clearly have a little bit of a favor situation because QRS's performance, except for week 2, has been really good. Nobody can deny that. What you doing? I am streaming Pokemon Unite Scrims from Skyesports DOJO. That's what I'm doing. Kyo. You want one more cricket stream? We will do soon, Kyo. I'm ready for it. Me and Tango have already planned a place here in Bengaluru as well. We can do it there. It's an interesting setup and it's an interesting place where everything is also available. So you could do multiple streams for multiple games in one single place. It's an interesting thing. You could discuss this with Tango and see what we could do best out of it. I have only one camera. You have only one camera. I'm saying we can do multiple games. That will be multiple streams, not multiple camera, multiple stream feeds. No, that I know. That is the limitation writers know that we will go to. But this is the matchup that we've been seeing. And mobile. Oh yeah, that is one thing that we have to see and conquer. Thankfully, in the cricket stream, we did not face that because there was an open area. Kudos to Tango for telling us to try it out once more because of it being an open area. Let's see if we can pre-plan something like this and then make it happen. Then maybe it works in our favor. Okay. Coming back. We're waiting for this and then we will start with Chips and Resonance Esports. Whoever is in the chat, guys, whoever is watching this as well live right now with me here in the Discord as well, don't forget to join me on my stream on YouTube. The channel is Samday. I want to know your thoughts of where these games are going to go. Now, you would have seen their week 3 matches live on Discord, week 2 as well, week 1 as well, and I'm pretty sure consistently performing again, except for a little bit of a black mark, which generally happens to everybody. every team has a little bit of a downfall and they rise up again like the phoenixes from the ashes. We have a blue phoenix, not the red one. QRS have done that. I can see Helix Esports from Naruto. Naruto, I remember you. Welcome back to the stream. Helix, you say, they have a matchup against Lucin or Lukim. Not too sure about Lukim. I don't think we've seen them on week 3 or any of the other weeks. So that could be a advantage here for Helix Esports. And Helix Esports have generally made it out of their round 1 matches most of the times that I've seen. There should be a Helix here as well. As you can see, they made it out of round 1 and round 2. I think only week 1 I might not have seen Helix Esports. Yeah, it's week 2, week 3. So they've been also consistent in their performance. We've seen them in semi-finals most of the times. कैसे हो भाई? मैं बढ़िया हूँ भाई. आप कैसे हो ये बताओ? I'm doing good. How about you? Air on आपके लिए. ETA, do we have ETA? Please ETA help. ETA help. आप कैसे हो Naruto? Are you also playing in this? Chalo, we'll check the roster because I remember your name. Helix Esports. Naruto, there we go. Are you going to be playing in your matches? आप खेल रहे हो क्या? I should have been playing Pokemon tournament. Yes. You can still play, Kyo. अपना मैच स्ट्रीम करवा दो भाई. देखो, अगर आपका मैच मैं स्ट्रीम करवाता हूँ, मैं खुद लॉबी आईडी लेके करवा देता. अनफॉर्चुनेटली मेरे पास वो चांस नहीं है, बट आई एम ऑलरेडी मैनिफेस्टिंग कि आपकी टीम जीतेगी, आपकी टीम राउंड 2 में भी जीतेगी और सीधा सेमीफाइनल्स में दोबारा मैं आप लोगों का मैच देखूंगा, विच हैज़ हैपेंड सो फार फ्रॉम वीक 2 वीक 3. तो देखेंगे वीक 4 में भी करके दिखा दो आप लोग, बस ओनली दैट. आप इतना मैनिफेस्टेशन करो कि आप आओगे सीधा बड़े मैचेस में. देखो बढ़िया है ना. थैंक्स भैया. यस, प्ले ऑल द बेस्ट. ना इट्स ओके. आई वांट अदर्स आल्सो टू विन. Okay, Kyo, if you say so. But it's gonna be fun, I'm pretty sure, because you've played a little of other similar kind of other games. You should have a little more advantage, even though the concept can be a little different. Did you play in our Corporate Cup Unite? I don't think you played, right? It was the others, I remember. I don't think you played. Coming 1v1, what are teasing me? No, ma. No teasing you. Not teasing. Just remembering things. I played. Oh, you played. Okay. My bad then. My bad. I was very busy in trying to defeat the snakes. So, very, very much tried in Unite, bro. If only one more player, I will still have that. Nyana bro had taken all my Unite players. Yo, what's up, Croco Gaming? Welcome to the stream. Sid, welcome to the stream. Sid, when are we starting the next game, Sid? I am ready. I was the only one getting KOs for my team. Yeah. QT also said the same thing. What's up, buddy? You tell me what's up. All good here, brother. We are streaming the Pokemon Unite Scrims from the Skyesports DOJO. It is week 4. QT is noob. Starting in a couple of minutes. Let's go. Excited. We are all excited for the next upcoming matches, guys. It's going to be Chips versus Resonance Esports. As I said, this is again a round 1 matches of week 4. Once we conclude the round 1 matches, we are going to jump to round 2, which is still going to be a best of 1. All of it going to be best of 1. Livenger Esports didn't participate this week's Scrims. As you can see, no, they have not participated. Croco Gaming, unfortunate. Either they registered late, pata nahi, or they missed the registration timeline. I think they missed it here as well. I don't see I do see. Sorry, my bad then. I was a little absent on week 3, guys. Apologies. I hope you did miss me. But again, thank you, Neil, if you're watching, for covering the week 3 matches for our viewers. They played week 3. Week 2, did Livenger play? Yes, week 2 also played. Week 1. Oh, Lukim. We see Lukim in week 1, guys. So, I think there is still an opportunity here for you guys to win. Helix Esports, you still have a chance because Lukim did not win previous time as well. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the stream. Head on. So, Livenger Esports, wait. Livengers are here. This is week 1. So, Livengers missed out only on week 4 somehow. What happened, Croco? Are they your friends or are they your team? What happened? Or maybe they might be playing under a different name. Because I think this time we have... Flip the Ray was there last time. Any new names that I see? I think Jinsei was one. No, Jinsei also we thought. We really missed you, bro, in week 3. I was waiting for your live. I'm really sorry, man. I had a little bit of a personal thing that I had to tend to. Otherwise, I was ready to get back to this stream because I love Pokemon Unite. I want to stream for all of you. I love watching the games. Kyo, I wish that was the personal busy that I was in. I wish that if that was the case, guys, I'm telling you all watching in stream, if what Kyo said is or was true, in the next week of Pokemon Unite Scrims of Skyesports DOJO, we will do a co-cast. We will be sitting together and doing it, Kyo, if that was the importance. No, I know Livenger. Okay, a message got. I know your wish came true. How was the date? Please, Kyo, let's not go there, please. No. Only Sid will know. I think you also know, but still, yes. I wish it was all of what you're saying was true. Your message got removed, Croco. Either you deleted it or I don't know. Okay. This is this stream. I will message you in private. No, all good, bro. Yo, fun and games. We are always happy. Let's keep it that way. It is good for everybody. So wait, it's only me who has been a little missed out because I think other than Jinsei. But I saw Jinsei here in week 1. After that, they missed out. In week 2, they're there on week 2 as well. Week 3 is where they missed out. Yeah, week 3 is they missed out. So there's no new names. OSME Microchips, Resonance, Lucium, Helix, Blue Phoenix, QRS, Dark Soul, Cosmic, Regnus, Jinsei, Illusion Breakers, Autobots. All of them have been there, guys. Why is your background only one-sided light and not the other? Because the problem, the light is here. I put it, make it a little dark. Light is coming from this end, Kyo. It should come from center. But if I put it in center, then it will fall on my face also. I had to put it behind. So there was a lot of complications. So for now, I put it at the side, Kyo. Harka was like full set he did. But it was not convenient in wiring. So I had to find a workaround for now. Hello, Mimic. Welcome to the stream. Head on. I know Livenger Esports because they have participated in many tournaments and conducted 2v2, 2v2 and 3v3 matches a lot. Nice. Unfortunately, Livenger is not playing this week. Sad. They missed out. I hope they are going to be there in our next upcoming streams and matches. But hey, good news for everybody who's watching, who's a Pokemon Unite fanatic. Our Indian team is going to the Worlds very soon. August, we're going to get them see in the world stage, guys, in Anaheim, USA. They've gotten their visas. Now they're gearing up with their practice matches. And let's hope, fingers crossed, as even All Might Paji said, we are going to be looking to taking down the champions again if they come in our group, which generally always happens, Luminosity Gaming. Let's see how that goes as well. I'm excited for that. Looking for MTB round 1 match live soon. Matka Believers match is not going to be live on stream. It is going to be an offline match. They're going to be playing against Phoenix. If I'm not wrong, it should be Chips versus Resonance that we are going to be seeing. Chips, for anybody who's just watching right now, it is the champion team of week 3. So if Chips win again today, they will be in competition with QRS, who are right now in the leaderboard top. The overall MVP, not MVP, the Hall of Fame leaderboard. Let's see where this goes as we are waiting for the match to start. Should have been started by now. I don't know what the holdup is. But okay, with this, we even have an update of Dark Soul versus QRS. And as I said, not much of a worry for QRS. They had a little bit of a iffy run with Helix Esports in week 2, where they got eliminated very early on. That tells us the strength of Helix Esports, which they did try to make their way to the grand finals. Fingers crossed. Again, Naruto, all the best for your team. You make it to the grand finals this time. QRS this time, they face off with Dark Soul. Again, Dark Soul, a team we've seen represented previously in one of the previous weeks. I remember reading the name, if my mind is not playing any tricks. Dark Soul. So, okay, we have one new team. Maybe my mind was playing some tricks. Dark Soul is the newest team who have joined in week 4. So, unfortunate, their first round did not work in their favor. And Kroko, now I remember, there are limited slots only for Pokemon Unite Scrims. So you would have to register as soon as possible. So if you miss out and the slots get filled, Livenger Esports might have actually missed out in that manner. Once the slots are filled, there's not much you can go from. There are 8 matches, meaning 16 slots are going to be there. So 16 teams can register, and 16 teams, if they got fulfilled and Livenger made their entry later, then unfortunately their slot was missed. Their chance of playing on week 4 was missed. Yeah. Just remember right now. Okay, so with that, we have Autobots versus Jinsei. Now, Autobots have made their way out of round 1 matches. Let's see if they'll be able to beat Jinsei. But as we saw, Jinsei on stream, very well composed. I really liked the lineup, early evolution that they concentrated on, and we did not see a delay in their evolution of their Pokemon, especially because they were all-rounders. It was very crucial, whereas on their opponents and Illusion Breaker, especially, Metank is a wonderful Pokemon. And Metagross, it's mid-evolution Metank that the player was stuck on, was for a very long time. I think around still the 5-minute mark, we ended up seeing him in the Metank evolution. And then he became a Metagross. So you cannot afford those kind of situations. But as we wait, I think if this gets delayed for a little longer, there could be a situation where there could be a buy given away, and Resonance Esports, I'm pretty sure they would not want that. Chips would not want that. I do not have the exact scenario of where we stand at this, but Resonance, after their previous dismissal in week 3 and their play in week 2, where they came till the grand finals, they would want to put up better results this time at least, and they do not want to miss the opportunity, because they have showed up in the semifinals thrice, grand finals once, and in week 3 they got eliminated very early on in their first matchup against Helix Esports. This happened to QRS, and Helix were the ones to do it, and hope Resonance make a comeback to see a better opportunity, a better result this time, because QRS, they were so close in the last week. However, they came second. They're still on the top. Chips versus Resonance. Last update that I've had is we're waiting for one player. And I'm also waiting for that one player. After that, we still... Okay, let's put our thoughts, guys, in the chat now. I want to ask you all. Out of the last 4 matches that we have left in round 1, let's put your pick'ems. You mention who are the matches that are going to happen in round 2, that is match 2.3 and match 2.4. So match 1.5's winner, match 1.6 winner are going to be facing off with each other in match 2.3. Match 1.7 and match 1.8's winners are going to be facing off each other in match 2.4. Ask my picking. I think the fight is going to be Matka Believers versus Helix Esports in our match 2.3. And match 2.4, it should be Chips versus Oyasumi Micro. These are my pick'ems. The 4 teams are going to make their way towards the round 2. Best of 1. Again, all of them being best of 1 matches. Chat, you guys let me know what you think. Who could be the ones? I'm wondering right now. Okay. Oh yeah, we forgot to do our due justice to all the players who've been playing from every week. So the matchup that we are witnessing right now, as I said, is going to be Chips versus Resonance Esports. This was the same matchup that happened previously, right? In week 3. Chips versus... Chips. Oh, it was Reawakening. It was Flip the Ray versus Oyasumi Micro, which is again repeating in week 4. Okay. So the roster for Chips is Ragnar, not Majdoor, iLegend, Hell Sakusa, Jenny, and again Ragnar. Why are there teams with same 2 names? I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Chips are facing off against Resonance Esports. That's going to be Sung. And wait, no, sorry. I'm reading Blue Phoenix. Resonance is here. Disangel, Ayush, Gogeta, Lemon, Hope, and Frost. These are their playing 6, but right now it is only 5 of them playing. Let me tell you who the 5 are that I see right now. Disangel, Fear, Ayush, and Lemon are ready from the side of Resonance Esports. Just one more to join. And on the other end, Hail Sakusa, Jenny, iLegend, Ragnar, and Not Majdoor are the playing 5. The other Ragnar is not to be seen in this matchup at least. Guys, I want to ask everybody who's in the stream as well, who all thinks that the music, the BGM of Pokemon in general, whether it be Unite, whether it be the Pokemon shows, whether it be any of the Pokemon games, right? They're just brilliant. The BGM, the menu music, the game music, the fight music. Too good. I really like all of them. See, that's why I'm wearing... Oh wait, I'm wearing a Pokemon t-shirt, guys, with Pikachu here. Pikachu. And there is a Pikachu on table. I have Pikachus. I have so many Pikachus that you will be like, wait, what? Okay, let me count the amount of Pikachus that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 Pikachus at my house. 6. And I have a Ditto, and as we all know, Ditto can evolve to a Pikachu, so you could make a 7 if you would want. But I have 6 Pikachus. And most of these Pikachus, right, they've just made their way into my life. Except for the first one that I bought, which was a plushie keychain. And after that, all the other Pikachus, they've just walked into my life. I wish I had an IRL Pikachu. He's not there, unfortunately. Okay, so we have an update. The player should be joining us anytime soon. He had a little bit of a technical hitch with his game. He had to update it. So he should be back again. Circuit of Champions. This is where your individual MVPs come into play. Okay. This is where we saw the overall. As you can see, QRS is on top with 5,000. Iconic. They, even though did not play in the previous week 3, they're still at the second spot with 120 points and 2,500 goals. And Resonance, their matchup right now with Chips itself, the 4th and the 3rd position team right now fighting. So one thing is for sure, one thing is for sure. Resonance win, they're going to keep their position at third and they're going to make it better to second, hopefully, because Iconic is not playing in this week 4 as well. So QRS, they might have a run for it if they lose their matches very early on. For now, they won their round 1 match. Chips on the other end, they have to be looking forward to taking down Resonance. But with that said and done, it's time for the match itself. Let's jump into the match as it has started, and we see Lemon hinting on a Charizard to be banned. While this game is starting, do let me know, guys, what you think. Gift me one of your Pikachus, please. No. See, I would have... okay, let's do this. Somewhere down the line, I will do a giveaway. Croco Gaming, just be present during that. I am going to make it a Pikachu giveaway, don't worry. I've so far done a little bit of an anime giveaway very long back when I hit 100 subs. I'm at 260 right now. Let's see if 1k subs, I think that should be ideal, that I should be looking forward to, and then I'll do the Pikachu giveaway. So if you are a lucky guy that time, you might get one. But for now, it is going to be a Charizard as well as a Gyarados ban, meaning an all-rounder ban. And on the other end, we see a support. And I think this has become very standard of it, that Suicune is being banned consistently. I think it is the annoying ice moves that it has, which kind of freezes, stalls the opponents from doing what they want. Ooh, Latias. They use it. No. It's going to be an Umbreon. And it's going to be Alcremie on the other end. It was banned in the previous game. It is going to be Slowbro, the true bro. Guys, subscribe now. Yes, please. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Share it with anybody and everybody that you know. True bro. Just by this first pick, right? Even though I generally do not jump into a conclusion like this, but I do want to give it to Resonance Esports just because of Slowbro being picked. I don't know if you guys think that way, but I generally do. Whenever I see a Slowbro being picked from any of the teams, I'm like, bro, that is the team that should win. That is a Pokemon which is unbothered, but just does the job and generally wins games. But with that, we end up seeing the Psyduck as well as a Leafeon being picked. So evolution on either ends that we end up seeing. Alolan Raichu and a hint of the Latias that we are seeing is now moving towards Lemon side of pick. So all the Pokemons are allowed, like the newest to the newest, I guess. But he hints, he changes, he's wondering should he still go for it, Lemon. But his counterpart, Disangel, he instantly decides that there is no front line yet in terms of the heavy hitter. They do have both damage tankers, that is going to be the Psyduck as well as Slowbro. But finally a punching single strike or rapid strike, we have to yet see. It is going to be Urshifu and Mewtwo Y being locked. On the other end, there was a hint of Cinderace. There you go, the name. Alolan Raichu is going to be picked in place of it. There was only a hint of it, but now there is Meowscarada, guys. I think it was my 6th senses or the 7th senses which hinted me to think that Mimikyu was a Meowscarada, because Meowscarada is going to be brought into the next game. Jokes apart, I know that was a very bad one. I do that sometimes. But it's going to be a Garchomp along with the Meowscarada, Alcremie, Alolan Raichu, and Hail Sakusa picking up Umbreon. Now, in terms of lineup, again, I don't know why I would have to favor it towards the orange side. Yes, there is evolutions on their end, evolution as well, but looks like their pick is very well standardized. They have a front line, they have a healer, they have a speedster, whereas on the other end, they do have all of the picks, but I don't see a proper support in terms of a healer coming in, where they have Alcremie in the place, which is really good in terms of healing, which is so almost clever as of a Comfy. That's what I like coming in from Alcremie. Let's see how that works as we get up for a matchup between Resonance Esports, who are on the top purple end, and on the orange end, it is going to be none other than Chips, who were the week 3 champions. Oh, it was just added today. Okay, with that, the fight's already started. And look at that. So aggressive on the bottom by Mewtwo. Why? Because this spot, it's only one evolution. Because Pikachu, the Alolan Raichu, which has to evolve, has gone so far. And now look at this. A chance. Oh, it's the other way around. Annoying invade that was being done from the evolution and successfully evolved, successfully survived. For a second, I missed out on that, and that overextension made Mewtwo Y to overextend, and Mewtwo Y is the first Pokemon to be KO'd. Now with Leafeon going towards the top with Urshifu, it's going to be 3 of the sides, but 3 on the bottom coming in from the side of Chips. Chips so far have started with Golinks and KO in their favor, but how far can they make it work in their favor? Alolan Raichu finally evolved, so the evolution's coming in very early. On the top as well, the little Gibble has already evolved to a Gabite. Big damage coming in from Mewtwo Y. Still has to Mega Evolve at level 5, but level 4 evolution on Slowbro. Urshifu and Leafeon both making their way towards the bottom. It's going to be interesting. Gabite trying to see if it could get a lot more experience and evolve. Alolan Raichu finds on Urshifu. The bottom 4-man push that they tried to do worked out only for 1, whereas on the counter they found 2 KO. They could find even more if their Pokemon was not reset, the Umbreon. There could have been a lot more in terms of that front line. Alcremie also made its way to help the teammates out. The center Altaria and Swablu. And Gabite should easily take it away. Alcremie is also going to be helping in that manner. And there is more KOs that keep falling, and especially taking down a Slowbro is not an easy job. Good play, double team, quick runaway, and his teammates help him out. That's such a brilliant play with your teammates and communication. Hello Ishwar, welcome to the stream. Yes, I remember all of my Pokemon Unite fanatics. You guys are too good. You guys are too good. You guys are the true essence of Pokemon Unite. But right now the essence going in the favor of the side of Resonance. But it instantly gets broken down, and Urshifu is a little too deep right now. Has to quickly run away. Single strike, Urshifu might be in trouble, but Leafeon takes an advantage of an overextension of a Meowscarada. A KO for a KO, but still I feel the favoring side right as of now is going to be Chips. Resonance Esports going in first for the Regieleki on top. Alcremie being pushed off. Leafeon is here. Gabite trying to make his way through for the last hit. Drags them with the Dragon Claw, but it doesn't work. He misses his target, and that's going to be an advantage here for the side of Resonance Esports. They should be able to find a KO. Holding up the throat chop. There comes in the Emerald 2-step. They find the first KO. There should be another, but the Umbreon is now targeting the Urshifu, who was super low, who gets the Citrus Berry. And now on the bang with the Unite, they turn things around. The goal zone's destroyed. Umbreon trying its best to survive as a defender, but it doesn't work. Nudgerul, yo, welcome to the stream. We try but can't. You're talking about the first game, Nudgerul? Hey man, don't worry. Tough games do happen. We've seen QRS also being swept out in week 2's game 1 itself. They bounced back. More weeks to come. Don't worry about it. But with this, right now, it seems like their fights, their goals and objectives might be working. But other than that, in terms of the KO, it has been a barrage from the side of Chips. Resonance Esports, they've kind of thought they isolated Meowscarada, but that was just the doppelganger. But Umbreon might be in trouble, but Alcremie trying to help out over there. Mega Evolution doesn't work. Meowscarada's Unite does. They find 1 for 1. They're countering to find another, and yes, the healer's out. That should be their clue to make a quick getaway. But her, she's in trouble, and he also gets put down. A little bit of an overextension, a fight in their goal zone, and it is all in favor of Resonance. Illusion Breakers, unfortunate, man. Yeah, I mean, it was tough. You almost got the fight towards the 3-minute mark, but it does happen. Jinsei, they turned it around staying in the tall grasses. That was a very tough call. That's why it's very tough to even predict when there was around 30 seconds of time before the final stretch that there's somebody hiding in your own tall grasses. But with that, we have hit the half minute, and it is now still in objective favor, as I said, for Resonance. But in the last fight, it was still Resonance, and Disangel so happy that he's caught out the Alolan Raichu, finds the first KO even before Alcremie could help, and that's even the Garchomp to go out. Moonlight Prance, does it help to steal the shields? For now, yes, but the Sai comes through and they're not stopping. They're chasing with the help of the Sai to push the players back because it's just the defender and a supporter. And now still trying to progress was the Mioscarada making a jump, but Mioscarada doesn't. Has actually the Unite could make it work. They found an opportunity, but it was just the double team of Mioscarada on Sai, but still making a jump, trying to annoy with the Snarl. But it's not going to work. Charging up. The wicked blow. Again, Mioscarada with a Unite catches the players off, and that is a KO. Leafeon did not expect that. 2 Unites popped off and a goal zone being destroyed as Garchomp pushes to get Mewtwo off the board, and Psyduck has nowhere to run other than Nurse Joy's Pokemon Center. Wicked blow being charged, and again a KO. Should be another, but quick hit. And then back off coming in from the Umbreon. That was smart move. Otherwise, it could have been 2 or 3 KOs here. That was smartly played coming through from Umbreon. This is why your movesets are very crucial. Mewtwo with the basic attack. Will not be able to find a KO though, but right now look at how close the goals are. 211 to 188. Reggie on the top is already spawned. Emerald 2-step because of the early utilization of the Unites from the side of Chips. Now the advantage is in favor of none other than Resonance, and look at what they're doing already. Taking down players. They found the KO, they got the Reggie, they take down Alcremie as well. And they will see if there's a possibility to push, but everybody knows right around the 3-minute mark, just before the final stretch, everybody will gather around the Reggie and they do not want to go and sit in the goal zone, make it vulnerable. But they have another objective in the bottom, they can go for it. They will take the center, Altaria and Swablu, and quickly make their way to the bottom. That should be their ideal approach because that will give them an opportunity and a buff. And Alcremie is also on that hint, but there's a level difference. Almost all the Pokemons have crossed the level 10 and they're at level 11 except for the Psyduck. But whereas on the other end, there's still 2 of the Pokemon who's, especially one of them being a frontline, who's still at level 10. Regirock, and this is a defense thing. It could work out in their favor, and it does with just 15 seconds on the clock. Snarl, that's a very early fight. Unites on both the ends right as now, except for Leafeon, who used that Emerald 2-step to secure a KO. And with that, it's the final stretch. Electro Balls being displaced. Nice Psychic being used. And right now, forced to use the Moonlight Prance with the Snarl and Foul Play. Garchomp moves in. But Garchomp gets held off with the Slow Beam. Was about to hit its Garchomp Rage, but unfortunately couldn't. They find one KO. And it gets countered with the Mioscarada's help. That Slowbro is down. But look at Mewtwo Y going on a 1v1. Both of them KO each other. Right now, a little bit of an advantage with the players still in surviving mode was the side of Chips, but it was just 2 versus 1, and both the sides of the players were very low on health. But Rayquaza and the mammoth of the Eos energy around it is insane. 1 minute to go. And no, wait, there is one Unite. The Garchomp's Rage, the Livid Outrage could change the game, could make an impact. They find one. The KO should be found on Psyduck, but Psyduck with its passive finds an opportunity but still gets put down. Livid Outrage comes into play, but it is not hitting anyone, and instantly Urshifu takes advantage. Wicked Blow, look at how low they are, and Alolan Raichu should be their target, but Alolan Raichu instantly puts Slowbro down, and they move towards Alcremie. They find a KO, time's ticking, 30 seconds on the clock. They either have to go and score, which is the objective that already Resonance are doing, but before they could score, there is the Umbreon which makes a jump, finds the KO on Leafeon, and their play has been destroyed. But still, look at who's winning. It is still Resonance Esports. Chips, you might be eliminated if you don't pay attention to the goals that you have. It is 50 right now. Hirsch is just holding it off on the top. He's not going to score it because Slowbro is already guarding it. 10 seconds on the clock. Time's ticking. There's no opportunity of getting a Rayquaza shields, but they're banking on it. They're letting Hirsch stay over there. Rayquaza's health is super low and they secure it. Hirsch goes for it. What a 100 there was. What a play from Chips. Hello. What? 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 thought it's not going to happen. He was super low. I was banking on thinking that steal wouldn't happen, that secure wouldn't happen. His health was this much. He was left at 10 to 15% of health. That's gotta hurt, guys. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt Resonance Esports after having such a wonderful run. They had control. They were playing on objective. They were pushing, getting KO. That is indeed insane. That is where your strategy comes into play, right? As now, your damage doesn't matter, your evolution or the Pokemon lineup doesn't matter. It is just that last objective of Rayquaza and positioning your players. Imagine 10 seconds on the clock. They're securing the Rayquaza. Barely a couple of seconds to go. They secure the Rayquaza. Hirsch jumps in. Even though there was a Slowbro close by, he jumps in, secures that 100. Kunlan, insane game. Aaron for the side of Chips. Now I understand what I have maybe missed in week 3. Aaron for them. Everybody's going to regret that. Raichu made it out safe. The battle was happening. There was Urshifu as well as Leafeon together. Leafeon was coming from the bottom end of thing. Urshifu was chasing both Alcremie as well as Raichu. And as you rightfully said, they let go of the Raichu as soon as they understood that Alcremie is super low and Raichu, if they go for a hit, he might have a chance to still run away. They let him go for Alcremie. They get the healer out thinking they could grab Raichu later. But Raichu never went to reset. He did not go back to base full heal. Rather, he just went idled around the top goal zones of the side of Resonance, and it's done. They wouldn't even thought about this happening. That is insane. That is a big hurt if there is one. And with that, it's Matka Believers. And no. Naruto, what happened? Bro, I was like, does... Hey. What did I just... Modified my chat to being something else. I was like, does he loses hope when he faced the walls with 1 HP? Yeah, even I thought so. That's the same thing, Gunalan. That's the same thing that went across my mind. That if I think he's given up. He's like, there's no chance of them making a comeback right now. There's just very little time left. But that kind of a strategy was not even idling in my mind. I would have kind of counted on it when, or if a couple more of the Pokemons were idling around the goal zone B on top and bottom from the side of Chips. But banking on one of their players to make sure they secure the goal, make sure they put that 100, was the commitment and the trust in their teammates is insane. But with that, we have our round 2 matches ready to queue in front of our screens. It is going to be Autobots versus Jinsei, and Cosmic Gaming versus QRS, Matka Believers versus Lukem, and Chips versus Flip the Ray in our round 2 matches, after which we are going to see Cosmic Gaming versus QRS. We saw one champion team, and one next game we are going to be seeing a second position team. That's going to be Cosmic versus QRS. Bro, this game was insane. I'm still kind of trying to get my senses off of what just happened in Chips versus Resonance. That Resonance, that's going to hurt for them. And as I said, like, let's go to the Hall of Fame. Resonance are done right now. This position's lost. This 5 win will come in favor of Chips, and Chips will jump to the 3rd spot. Yeah, everybody generally thinks that, no, they did not have much time. This will eventually get updated and we'll have an idea about it. I can't believe that happened. Nobody can. Nobody can, Ishwar. That just happened within a couple of seconds. Generally, we have seen this happen. And even this was tried from the side of Resonance Esports. If you remember, just that instance of letting the Raichu go, both the Leafeon and Urshifu, they thought they could go for a score, but Umbreon denied it. Similar approach was from Raichu, that he will go and score, but he realized that one or another player would have reset and would have been ready at that jump pad who will deny him from scoring that 50, and not all of them will be around the Rayquaza central area. And that's what happened. The final boss, the final stretch, the Rayquaza battle. Insane, man. Insane I was. Unbelievably insane. How? Can't wait for the new mechanics coming up. It will create various strategies. See, I think more Pokemons, more choices of how it is going to play out will always call for deeper strategies that people generally couldn't comprehend. It might be based on the held items. It might be on the battle items. It might be on your move sets. There is so many things. Chip suddenly came in week 3 and won. Winning week 4 round 1 match showed a great game. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Now, Chips, week 2, week 1, we've never seen them. They made their entry in week 3. I was not there, unfortunately, missed those matches. They defeated Reawakening. They defeated Matka Believers. They defeated Oyasumi Micro. Oyasumi Micro are also a team which, on week 2? No, week 1 here. A forfeit, and week 2 is where I saw them. Okay, no, I did not see them at all. So it's week 3 itself. I heard of that team. See, that's what, again, for anybody who's watching, this is where your timing is very crucial, just like how they did it in game. But I'm talking about outside the game as well, when the registrations are open. There's only 16 slots and you have to make sure that you instantly register. It will be up on our Discord community. It will be up on my story as well on Instagram. So do not forget to follow me. As soon as the registrations are live, I'll instantly post the story so that you guys can register and make sure you're one of the first 16 teams who get a slot, and nobody else will be entertained. Nobody will get another slot, irrespective whether you are champion or not. So do not miss out on that opportunity, right? As my friend Croco who mentioned, right, Livenger Esports are not to be seen. Maybe they missed out on that opportunity on registering before those 16 teams registered. Real underdogs, hey man, I think at this point a lot of mixtures of rosters have happened, where I can see a couple of names that I'm familiar with in terms of players, especially who I've seen in the professional circuit with a T1 team. Now they've separated and they've started making their individual teams with newer players. So I would say it's a mix of being, yes, an underdog, but also a phenomenal lineup, which they've shown us so far. What a game, bro. What a game. This was insane. Unbelievably insane. I'm still stuck with what Chips just did. That strategy. Like especially, right, guys, anybody who's watching this and you generally play Pokemon Unite, I'm pretty sure this goes through your mind that you will be thinking, a chaotic fight, you know there's time ticking, you do not have any unites to use. And imagine Garchomp was the one who had the unite but did not have enough. I wouldn't say did not have enough. Could not land his Livid Outrage against any of the opposition Pokemons. And Urshifu just jumps in, KOs the Garchomp. With all their opportunities lost, with all their ultimates, unites, their ultimate moves, their strategies used, Chips are left with nothing. And at that point, a player like me as well, with who's tried it, he gives up. Your mentality is like, bro, I can't do. I'm exhausted. This game is too much. But for anybody to be very strong in their mental and making sure that they do not sway the other way, thinking, oh no, this is not going to work out, give up in between a game, or think that there is nothing much I can do right now. It is just the last second. Anything that happens. rather than letting it swing in that direction, they had a strategy for it. And comprehending that strategy is yeah, amazing stuff. Amazing, man. Ah. Can we have a replay of that game? I think next time, guys, I'll get a replay so that we can slowly break it down. I would have never thought that they would do this. Thought they would push all 5 in top or bottom. That's generally what happens. Like as soon as they get what either Rayquaza, they push either 5. If they don't get a Rayquaza, they still make the 5 push, because that's a little bit of a easier possibility, and numerous combinations, at least one of them is going to work out. But for them to kind of put all their coins in one purse and letting all that responsibility on Raichu, hats off. Hats off. Hats off. Amazing. But as we wait for the next game, now QRS, now I understand how QRS would have lost in week 3. How Chips managed to take control of this entire week 3. And I think Chips' gameplay is itself very close towards how Rayquaza's final stretch is. Okay. I think, yeah, their entire thing is on how they play that final stretch, because you can see here 303 to 168, meaning the game was very close. 220 to 368, again being very close. Here as well, Chips and Oyasumi Micro 278 to 82. If any of these games seemed like they were high scoring games, they would have sounded like this. How Autobots and 6 Sense look, how Oyasumi Micro and 6 Sense look. They were not high scoring games. They were close games, like how we saw this. Even in Flip the Ray, I think Flip the Ray team got a chance in week 3 but missed out. Here on week 4, Flip the Ray, however, have won against Oyasumi Micro. So we will be knowing the result of what happened in that game, which I will let you guys know about tomorrow as well, in case the matches don't conclude today while the live game of Cosmic Gaming and QRS happens, as we are watching right as of now. Hey man, I think Chips, their final game, especially where everybody is tested to every thought process that they could have in their brain cell, is a final stretch. It's not easy. It's not easy to plan out. Waiting for this last game to start. Let's go. Start, admin, please. Bro, how much did your PC setup cost? I think when I first built my PC, it costed me 36k. And after which I upgraded it, it came up till I think 90,000. I upgraded the processor. I put a GPU in. When I built the PC, I did not have a GPU. I played with the APU itself. So after I put a GPU and a newer processor, it went up till 90 with everything that I have right as of now. Even I think the monitors included, or somewhere around 1 lakh to 1 lakh 20 or something while I built it. But it's been a long while when I built it. This PC was built all the way back in 21-22. That's when I built this PC. Okay, yeah. I mean, in general, if you want a good PC, that's how much it'll cost you even now. The same amount, if I had right now, I would have had a even better upgraded PC, which would be in line with the current 2025 specs. So, in general, if you want a good gaming PC, which could help you play all the games that you want, stream it, watch everything that you would want. I mean, watching you need any decent PC works, but any gaming, editing, shooting something, making videos, whatever, if you do, you need a PC setup very close to a lakh. Okay, with that, we have an official confirmation. Our game of Cosmic Gaming versus QRS, of all the discussions that we have had, whether it be Pokemon Unite or games, is going to come to a conclusion. We are going to be jumping into the matchup. But before we go, I want to quickly check on Cosmic Gaming's history. Cosmic Gaming, do we have any results from Cosmic so far? I cannot see. I think Cosmic, no, as I said, Cosmic is a new team. Or, I don't know, sometimes in between I just spot the team. But with that, let's jump into the game itself. We should be starting anytime soon. Not anytime soon. We should be starting now. I've had a confirmation. All the players are ready. So Cosmic Gaming, this is their first time. Dark Soul, this is their first time. But I remember seeing Cosmic Gaming's name. But you've heard the audio. You've heard the sound. It's time to start the match. Quickly talking about the rosters, Cosmic Gaming, as well as QRS. QRS, everybody should be familiar with, but I'll still give you guys an introduction. There's going to be Beast, Tushar, if I'm not wrong, Kompi Yogi, Goodzilla, Quacky Frame, and Alpha Gopal. On the other end, their opponents challenging hashtag 2 and an ex-champion is going to be Cosmic Gaming, Orion 4K, Astaroth, Dragon, Poseidon, Pharaonic, and Sub-Zero. These are the players that we are seeing right as of now. And it seems like for some reason Cosmic have not made a second ban. They just ban a Blaziken. On the other end, it is going to be QRS who banned Slowbro as well as Suicune. Now, as I said, generally banning the True Bro is good. He annoys. That's what happened. Garchomp and the side of Chips would have won in the final stretch if Livid Outrage activated. They had almost had everybody in a hold where they could have caught them and find KOs on top of them. But because of Slow Beam, Garchomp's Livid Outrage was instantly countered. But with that, the first pick on the side is going to be a support. A Blissey. There's not been a support ban, so they had so many support Pokemon that they could have decided to go for. Yes, Blissey is a wise choice, works really well. But on the other end, this is a duo that never dies. This has become a standard. That is none other than the side of Zoroark as well as Comfy. On the other end, we end up seeing double support. They bring in a Wigglytuff and a Lucario. I am now confused with Cosmic Gaming's choices. I'm not too sure. I do not see a proper ladder being climbed. Rather, it seems to be Pokemon choices which they're very comfortable on. On the other end, okay, these guys are also going. Okay. Wait, what is... Guys, this is a best of 1 matchup. It is not a best of 3. You do not have a second chance here. The second chance is only there in the grand finals. But nonetheless, they've picked up a Talonflame and an Umbreon. Now, Umbreon is a wise choice. Zoroark and a Comfy, a really good pick. But with that, even a Talon, they don't have an all-rounder. Their front line is still seemingly weak. Compared to the front line on the side of Cosmic, they have 2 supports, 2 all-rounders, and then a backline attacker, which is going to be Cinderace. Yeah, what's going on exactly? Even I cannot comprehend right as now. All we can do is decide in the game itself. For everybody who's watching, while Cosmic Gaming versus the side of... Oh, wait again. My bad, guys, when that happens. Cosmic Gaming as well as QRS matches happen right in front of our live stream. It is going to be Autobots, Jinsei, Matka Believers versus Leukem, Chips versus Flip the Ray that are happening simultaneously off this stream. Their results will be updated later or in tomorrow's stream where we are going to be seeing the semi-finals matches. But whatever wrench in the works that they threw, as you can see, instantly they switched their first choices to the last choice players, Pharaonic as well as Poseidon. And here, there's no change. They just pick up Mew as the ranged attacker. So they are only depending on one front line, that is the Umbreon, who's going to play bottom. Whereas here, they can split the forces of Pokemon. Gyarados can go top, Lucario can go bottom with him, Blissey will go top, Wigglytuff will come bottom, and Cinderace will go towards the center path. Right now, I see a little hint of a play coming in from the side of Cosmic Gaming, but on the side of QRS, I have barely any idea that I can tell you guys about it. But it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. This either is going to go all in and do big damage even before Cosmic Gaming realize what's happening in the 10 minutes of the game, or QRS will fall flat right at the start. So early game here compared to the side of Cosmic Gaming is going to be very, very, very crucial for none other than QRS. Let's start this round 2, and it is going to be QRS versus Cosmic Gaming. QRS have had results that have faded from second to champion, missed out on a week, but right now on week 4, QRS are ready to dominate and look forward to a champion title. Do they get it? But as they challenge the sides and the likes of Cosmic Gaming, whose games we have not comprehended or seen so far, especially with these various Pokemon choices, they start off with the early goal on the top path. Another one, another steal? I don't think that's happening, Chansey. X-Speed quickly trying to run away, but Comfy as well as the little Fletchling's attacks are going to find you. They managed to score. Going in for a steal. They do steal it as well. Might find a KO here, and the Fletchling is put down because of the help of that Cinderace, who makes his move, and that's going to be a 2 KO. They start off on the top path without even giving an opportunity for Zoroark to think of the top. But at 850, Zoroark is already pushing the same way that this Cinderace has pushed on the top path, pushing the bottom. They managed to score goals. It's very close by right as of now. And there it is. Zoroark has found one on the Wigglytuff. Doesn't matter the evolution. And there is no evolution on the Gyarados. Still the Magikarp. This is why it's very crucial in terms of a revolution game. And this is why I even mentioned that the early game is going to be very crucial for the side of QRS. And already level 7 on Godzilla. He stole the blue buff as well, hiding in the tall grasses, letting that player get close because he knows he can find the damage, find the KO as well. But nice sleep being used, but he still finds a KO. Wigglytuff will be put to rest again, trying to use the Sing. It only barely does damage, and now Wigglytuff is caught with the help of the Umbreon. And Zoroark has already done all the damage that he needs to do. And the Cinderace has still not fully evolved. Corbunny to reboot right now. Reboot came out swinging on the top path, helping his teammate find 2 KO, but right now is at a stall. 75 to 35, 40 seconds on the clock before the Reggie. Nice punch, but this fly is going to do big damage, but they managed to counter it. Talonflame, not the right cards, and the damage to play out there, and all of them managed to score with only 19 goals left. But look at this, big Unite being used. First KO on the Cinderace, could be a second here. Waiting for it, and there it is. Feint attack being used. Very low on health, and they find it. Muse, ranged attack, basic, hyped attack, finds the KO. And now that entire top path control in their favor. They'll go big. They'll score a 40. They'll even destroy the goal zone. They actually destroy the goal zone even before a big overdunk. Nonetheless, doesn't matter. It's just a dunk of around 30, but now the Gyarados is evolved on the bottom. 140 to 102. Very close game. But I still feel the early game control has been already overrun from the side of QRS. And you can see they're running away. Zoroark is looking unstoppable. Bounce was being used, but before Bounce could find value. Oh, it does actually. He targets Mew and gets the KO. That was crucial, and now they have an opportunity. The feint attack is on a reset. They have to do it fast, whatever they're thinking. Bone Rush, and then even the Aurora Cannon gets sent out. That was very much necessary to shut down that Zoroark, get that experience, and now this is the turning point. Moonlight Prawns being used to buy some time. Talon is here. This could be a blunder. Fly being used. Big damage. Should be a KO. But Gyarados uses the Hurricane. Hits that Hurricane really good on Mew as well. And now even the Lucario jumps, finds a KO, putting the players down. Talon is out, put to rest. And this should be an opportunity for them to destroy the goal zone. But the Umbreon, who's not yet put down the front line, is still trying to annoy them. But finally there should be a goal. But still again the Snarl. And then the Flaming Sweep. They're trying to overdunk, destroy the goal zone, but the attempts have been unsuccessful, and Lucario, I think, is caught. There's nowhere to run for him. His Aeos energy of 40 is washed away. Fight still going on. Now they oversurge toward the other end. They find it on Cinderace, but the front line is still going to be good. The Fly does damage, but instantly countered by the Gyarados. Gyarados is looking really good. Again, Dragon Tail, damage, feint attack hits, should be a KO, and it is. Level 12 already on that Zoroark. Lucario is here. Lucario needs to find the timing, but the goal zone gets destroyed. 128 to 192. The score would have been still close. Aurora Cannon used, but that feint attack is too strong. What do they do? What do they even process here to turn things around? I think the main factor that could help the side of Cosmic Gaming is going to be their Cinderace. Their backline has to be activated. We've barely seen any damage coming in from the Cinderace. Again, Flaming Sweep, targeting the Cinderace. Fly being used. Wigglytuff could be in a problem, but look at how smartly, again going towards the Cinderace, finding the KO. Hurricane being used from the Gyarados, but doesn't find any value as Zoroark still keeps putting players down. Finally, Talon is down, put to rest. Do they find more? Yes, Zoroark is down. Comfy should be put to rest, but Umbreon, we know how much of a tank it is with Mew. With the boosted basic attacks and the KOs that it finds, that's 3 KO streak coming in from Mew and denying them any control of the top path. Lucario, he tried his best, but look at this Mew. This is the ranged attacker I was talking about. The ranged attacker is too good. The speedsters, too good. Cinderace has to do something new to find value. Otherwise, this game is done for. Maybe not more goals coming through, but the control that we see right now. Look at the audacity of Umbreon to fight that, knowing that his teammates will make a move. Zoroark is here, finds one, finds two, clears everybody. That's done for. 3 KO streak, and Cinderace was not even evolved. And now they know Cinderace's position. They will chase Cinderace. He did put down his Unite, but for in what vein? It's done. He's put to rest, and now again Blissey jumping in is only for a KO. Gyarados, can he help him? No, Blissey should be put to rest before Gyarados finds any value, but feint attacks, big damage. And they're so low on health. They're going to target Wigglytuff, who's also low on health. Finds the KO. Blissey is looking super low. Commits the Unite. The Floral Fields coming through. So they're not going to miss out on their base. They're going to find a lot more KOs. Level 14 Zoroark still has an opportunity to go level 15 as he strikes 3 again. Unstoppable Zoroark. He's not giving me a breathing space for a second. He's not stopping. He's not stalling. Finally, I think he realizes that this is time for him to back off, calls Umbreon, and now resets back to base. And right in time, Poseidon was about to check on the Wigglytuff. But with this, 30 seconds on the clock. We've barely talked about Reggie fights, guys. QRS have been so dominating in this entire fight that these Reggies have not even fought for. They've not even been secured even once. And it's level 15, as you said. But finally, the first Reggie, and it gets secured in the favor of none other than QRS. Unite's being used right as of now. Talonflame finds first and then make it a second as it puts down Gyarados. Zoroark comes in, Wigglytuff is down. Blissey, what does it do? There is Mew also hitting with the help of Talonflame, and that's a 3 KO streak on that Talon. They have a secure of a Regieleki. Lucario making his move after the reset, has the Aurora Cannon, but does he make it in time? He charges it, he sends it, but the steal does not happen. They all will now run away, or if he tries to fight with them, it is going to be a KO. Mystical Mirage being used, and in that Mystical Mirage, Lucario will be put down, but Gyarados breaks one shield, but still another shield on the Comfy, works out in scoring, and now the Talon scores, and then the Umbreon, and this game is done. QRS did not even let the side of Cosmic Gaming realize that they were Regis who could help them maybe turn this battle around. No. And even when that fight happened, it was still QRS who came on top. And again, in all these battles, there might be fights that Cosmic are trying to, but look at Wigglytuff so low, they find the KO. Lucario, who just jumped in, will also be KO'd. Cinderace, before he could do anything, that Fly should do damage, but finally, Zoroark and Talon both get put to rest. Comfy couldn't get closer because of the Flux Zone, but look at this. All goal zones on the side of QRS still viable, still fighting. Yogi outsmarted them with 11 AOS energy, will secure that 22 without any problem, and will again go for another 6. That's 12. He individually, alone, with the tanking capability, brought his team to 916. Mystical Mirage on Mew, Beast, he's just buying time at this point that you guys can do in nothing. But Cinderace finally with a 64 right towards the end. That is just like, I did something. I played the objective at least towards the end. That's all he could do. With that, we come to the end of our day 1 of week 4 matches. And QRS absolutely ran over their opponents. Absolutely, completely, dominatingly took over this match. 26 knockouts from Godzilla. Yogi with 27 assists. I think this game, yeah, I called it. Early game was very crucial, and they played that early game so very, very, very well. But during that 5-minute mark, where we generally get an opportunity for the game to flip or game to turn sides, there was an opening for Cosmic Gaming that they tried. As you could see, they almost pushed towards the goal zone. If Dragon, who was trying to constantly score 40, if he got an opportunity to destroy that goal zone A on the bottom, I think there could have been an opportunity where they could squeeze themselves inside. They did not allow that happen, and it was that Umbreon who I had to stop saying whatever I was saying. 172,000 damage coming in from Godzilla. Look at this recovery on Comfy. Like, did it even matter? Yeah, that just happened, guys. Can we go to the goal zones, number of goals graph, please? This is unfortunate, but you can see a good try coming in. 73,000 damage is good damage. 63,000 damage is good damage from the all-rounders. But it was the missing Cinderace that I could say did not align in the favor of the team who could have maybe had an opportunity to win. But for now, this was the game that we witnessed, 192 to 916. As you can see, this game was very close to the 6-minute mark. But after that, when this Regieleki was taken away, that's when the game ran away. There was nothing left. Godzilla, he's been a guy that you should watch out. He's been playing for QRS. If you've seen the MVP of our leaderboard, right, which I will show it to you tomorrow. Look at this. Look at this goals. Right from the very start, 2 people who have not stopped scoring is Umbreon and Zoroark. Where do you even have to be worried about stacking if you keep doing this? Okay, look at this guy. At least here, both of them seem equal. The Zoroark as well as Umbreon. But right towards the end, Zoroark scored 130. But this man, 128, 46, 34, kept pushing a total of 302 goals. While Goodzilla is dropping a 26 knockouts bomber, his teammate is dropping bombs of goals. He's just dropping goals, one after another, one after another. Brilliant play coming in from this team. That brings us to the end of today's matches. Yo, what happened to my camera? Did my camera also decide, bro, this game is gone? Let me check my camera. I'm realizing now, guys. Something happened to my camera. Your camera is off. Yes, I know. Getting it back up. Here you go. Okay, there we go. Again, my camera went. Yo. Oh. Bro, your camera is messing with you. Yeah, bro, it's messing with me big time. Even it couldn't handle the game. It just heated up. My camera just heated up. It's like, no, I'm done, bro. I'm done. I can't do anything more from here on. But with this, guys, thank you so much for everybody to tuning in into the Skyesports DOJO Pokemon Unite Scrims. But this was just day 1 of week 4. We had a round 1 and round 2 matches. We will have the semi-finals from tomorrow onwards. But quickly, let me show you the results. Yeah, like, why miss that out? There you go. Here are the results. Who are you supporting in WCS, bro? Only one name, bro. How can you even ask? Okay, the results: Autobots versus Jinsei. Jinsei make it in. Wonderful. Cosmic versus QRS. We saw what happened. Matka Believers versus Lukem. And it is Lukem who make it through. And Chips versus Flip the Ray. Here the results were already deemed. So already I can see who the finalists can be. But Jinsei are also not a team to be just left out. They can also do some damage, and their matchup is going to be Jinsei versus QRS tomorrow and Chips versus Lukem. We will take a look at it tomorrow when the matches happen. That is going to be the grand finals tomorrow. But before that, we have semis. Both the semis will be streamed, semis 1 and semis 2, and the grand finals, which is the only game which is going to be a best of 3. Otherwise, all the games are going to be a best of 3. But with that, it is going to be me, Lucifer, signing out of our day 1 of week 4 of the Pokemon Unite Scrims of Skyesports DOJO. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share it with your friends so more of them subscribe and come for tomorrow's decider of who is going to be the table topper at the end of week 4 matches. Until then, it's going to be Lucifer signing out. Peace.